out of my near every bar around. I've been locked up for driving 120 through town. I've been shot at and cut with a knife, messing around with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Threw my boss out the window and got fired from my last job. Hot wired a city truck and turned it over in the mayor's yard. Beat my brother-in-law half to death. Lost $20 on his football bet. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we'll ever change. Ain't no harm by the things we do. Or the trouble.
Do a bit, drag ass. Do a bit, drag ass.
Yeah, I know how it goes.
You know, one of these days on a Friday, we'll just let the songs just keep playing. And like people are just checking in, and we'll just never show up. Yeah, just music. Good morning, Judge Posey.
Good morning, everybody who's tuning in on Magic, Facebook, YouTube. Like and share the video on Facebook. Like, subscribe, share on YouTube. And for all of you on Magic, you can be part of the show as well. Give us a call sometime, 361-894-4020. Tell us what's on your mind. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can use the comments. Ricky King, Greg Garcia, Mark Kurtz, first ones in and on the podium this morning. Good morning, everybody. Glad you're here. Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at AT Deerlam Hayfeed and Ranch Services. It's going to be a great weekend to get out in your yard, on your land, and do the things you need to do. And AT Deerlam Hayfeed and Ranch has you covered. 58 all the way to a high of 88 today and a low tonight. 57.
Beautiful sunny day.
Pretty much the same forecast all weekend. Going to be a gorgeous weekend to get out and do some stuff. UHV softball home games today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's senior day as the seniors play their final home weekend series. So we'll recognize them tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock.
You know how you like that feeling when you come out of, say, a restaurant or whatever, and it's cold in there, and while that's fine, you come out and you get in your car and it's really hot in your car. And before you get hot, you know how good that feels when you just get in there? Yesterday was one of those days where if you were outside walking around, there was a little breeze. If you were in the shade, it was kind of San Diego-like. If you were in the sun, you're like, man, it's kind of hot. Then you get in the car and it's like, great. What do you see? A guest? I moved that camera predominantly on me on purpose. We're trying to reach a younger female crowd. And Ash is so good looking, it puts pressure on them. They get nervous. They're like, I'm not worthy, and they don't want to be here. So I put it on me.
Is that how it goes?
I put it more on me. Cody probably bumped it. You want to know the truth? He bungles through
it yesterday.
He stretched out and he kicked it.
He bungles through here like baby Huey. Why did my monitor go away? Nothing. I don't know. I don't care. I don't need the monitor. It's
Judge Posey, Scott Tomko, Marvin Mickish, Bobby Leister, good morning. Tammy Williams, Scott Snow, Linda Christ, Randy Langston, good morning. Mark Zapata checking in. Monty Howard, Tammy Keeling, good morning. Wendy Hughes Garcia, Lisa Poole, good morning.
Lots of ladies on a Friday. We appreciate that.
Micah Patton, Junior Samples. Yes, we did pick a bingo day.
24th.
24th.
Just be there.
We will.
April 24th. No. How long will it be? You will get 2 or 3 people. Oh, I've got to, I'm getting a wart removed that day. Can you maybe move it to no, it's the 24th. April 20th, unless Dawn says
no, you can't.
24th won't work. Yeah.
We'll do it. I'll be there.
Yeah. Junior Silva says the female crowd would all have pink and purple hair. And see, to me, that's leftist. I think blue hair.
Probably.
But now you use that purple shampoo. Solves all the problems.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, well, that and
when you're a guy or a gal,
and younger ladies are like turning their hair kind of that purpley gray on purpose when that was just the color of old people's hair back in the day.
Yeah, well,
Junior
when you brush in that Just for men, what? Select your own brand. When you
Nothing.
brush that in,
I wouldn't know.
what do you?
I don't.
You know how many people ask me if I color my hair?
Me too.
I'm not even flattered by that. I'm like, look at all the gray on the sides of my head. Color my hair. If I colored my hair, it'd be black like Elvis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jet black.
I had one for you.
I knew an older gentleman who used to do that, and he was sloppy, and he wouldn't like clean his forehead, so he had jet black hair, and then he had a line about a quarter inch below his hairline.
Sure, where he had brushed it in.
Yeah,
I saw one yesterday.
It was even, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't need a new reason to always be thankful, appreciative of the fact that I live in America, but I saw one yesterday or early this morning. For you, it was yesterday. For me, it was early this morning. That Trump got the release, secured the release, and is now home a Russian American woman who, while in Russia, gave the equivalent of $52 to a pro-Ukraine charity, somebody trying to provide relief to Ukraine during this conflict.
Well, she broke the law in Russia
And
paid the price.
they arrested her for treason. She wasn't even Russian. Like, is it somebody or you've got a hot mic, man? Just tell me what it is.
Somebody's coming in.
Okay, good. We will call them in. Riker's going to attack them and hold the peace.
You got your Walter PPK ready?
You folks have to picture it. I'm going to put it over there. I'm just going to put it over there on him. And look, there's the camera. Now just show him what you were doing. You're like going, it was like playing charades. Yeah. And I'm like going, what? Yeah, I'm like, Commander. I'm like, what? What is it?
He thought he was an air traffic commander.
How long have we done this?
What is it? What is it, boy? What is it? Did Timmy fall in the well? What is it,
No, I
boy?
think Timmy showed up, though.
Yes, he did. Awfully casual to be on such a big time program.
David Glass, Norman Burgess, Kendra Douglas, Rylan. Good morning, Rylan.
Good morning, buddy.
Oh, wait, that's a dad. I shouldn't have said good morning. I'm
This
not
is
your
good
dad.
morning,
I might
Dad.
confuse people.
Good morning, buddy. The Putin administration put this woman in prison in Russia since March of 24
Wow.
for treason.
Did you go to the gulag?
Probably over $52. $52. And I'm not
that's
saying,
about 1 million rubles. That's a lot of money over there.
I'm not saying that the Biden administration wouldn't have gotten her back too. It's not a political thing. I'm just saying, be glad you live here where you can create chaos on college campuses, and the worst thing they'll do to you is revoke your visa, send you home. They don't put you in a
wrongly exported an El Salvadorian man back to El Salvador, and you have to wait for the Supreme Court to rule.
Yeah, I do kind of a problem with that. You said that. Tell them what you found out about that.
Well, Supreme Court ruled that the Trump administration must facilitate the return of a Maryland man, this is according to CNN, who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. However, the court did not say that he was that the administration was required to bring him back to the U.S.
So I don't understand that you have to facilitate the return, which means what? Send him an airline ticket?
I guess,
But you don't have to go get him? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, and you don't even necessarily have to bring him back to the U.S. You can just
get him out of El Salvador?
The jail. Yeah.
I think that's
but
I think that's unfortunate.
But it shouldn't take the Supreme Court to rule that way, right?
No, I agree. Somebody should just go. Somebody should have, and we said this in the first administration, you will recall. Somebody should be close enough to the president to say, hey, DJ, we dropped the ball on this one, bro. Let's go get that guy back. This is going to create a media firestorm. Why give them ammo? All they're looking for is any kind of ammo to detract from what you're doing.
And this wasn't even a Biden era guy. He got here and was granted political or protected status in 2019.
Right.
Maybe he was a pro-Trumper that came here from El Salvador. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it should, and don't get me wrong, I agree with Trump getting rid of all these Trinidad guys and MS-13 guys. Let's get rid of them. But you screw up,
Yeah, you wouldn't think it would be so bad to
No.
just go get him back. Or like the Supreme Court said, facilitate his return.
And the Trump administration, well, he's in El Salvador in custody, so we can't go get him. Like, you know what?
I don't believe that. Just tell
Trump,
El Salvador.
DJ, pick up the phone and go, hey, this is Donald Trump.
Right.
We accidentally get a guy there. We need him back.
Tariff,
He's a super guy.
Right. Right. You just sound gay.
You
I pretty good
You
Trump.
might really want him.
In my humble
super guy.
but accurate opinion, I do a pretty good Trump. Hello.
He's not an illegal, Linda. He was granted protective status, so there he is. He's here, and I don't think he's a known gang member. I think that's.
I don't think he's a known gang member. Hello, Felipe. DJ here. Got a guy, not a good guy, not a bad guy.
The Trump administration even admitted it was a mistake.
Yeah, just get.
But they didn't do anything to bring him back. But my concern is how many mistakes have to happen?
Well, you send 10,000 of them away.
You're going to have one or two. Yeah.
Right, but here's the deal.
It's like catching fish with a net. Some of them aren't going to be legal size.
What does the left say? The left says, there's that guy, this is Donald Trump. This guy had a family. Look what Donald Trump did to him. And that's why my brain says, don't give him ammunition. Don't give him ammunition. I don't understand it.
I don't either.
And politically, I think also, and I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing, it's an observation. I think the president is extremely emboldened right now. I think he's very, very happy with himself. His approval rating's down a little bit to 41%, but the best it's ever going to be is 50%. So, and
that's only on election day.
Yeah, that's the best it's ever going to be. People are going to be, they're always mad at him about something.
Well, and they're mad at him about now the tariffs. I mean, let's be realistic with some things. The stock market. We had a dip. We're still the highest. It's the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. They're still higher than they've ever been.
Well, your 401k is secure. It's the other day, Trump said to somebody, "Hey, today's probably a pretty good day to buy stock." The dude's just being pro-America. He's kind of like, "Hey, look around. You were worried about the sky is falling. The sky is falling." The left is all of a sudden so worried about the stock market, which they thought was only to benefit Trump's rich friends.
Remember 5 years ago now, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago.
All he cares about is his rich friends.
All Trump cared about to the left was the stock market.
Right.
And the Dow Jones.
Now they care about
the stock market. Exactly. And we're going to have an interesting discussion next week with a former Democrat who
is a political expert. Yeah. They were saying that this guy...
Illegals don't have due process, Tammy. They get their due process when they're ruled to get out of this country. They don't have all the same protections that citizens have. So they got their due process, and they're getting it when they're rounded up with a warrant for being in this country illegally.
Although the guy from El Salvador that got deported maybe was due process.
Well, he had protected status.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think we need to put a little interruptus on all that stuff. We might need to kind of just hold off till we square away our own border, letting all these people in. But Tim, you got time, buddy? Let's take a quick break, and we're gonna have our guests come in.
See, I can't find any credible source trying to say that this guy's a gang member. I found lots of sources saying he was fleeing gang violence in El Salvador. But even Charlie Kirk, who I kind of like, was repeating some lies yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt.
But
no doubt, folks. Dollar Floor Store, big sales, Dollar Floor Store, making things happen for you. Get by. If you need to put down new tile, new carpet, you want to put down hardwoods, laminates, vinyls, they've got it all. You're going to be right here and close like this, almost inappropriate, where you're like a little nervous.
Go save some money at the Dollar Floor Store for any of your flooring projects. Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. We will be there. Wade and Carter Bingo Night, April 24th. Going to have a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I know that's downtown rhythms, but you know what?
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
We weren't going to that anyway.
USA Concrete Coatings, sand it, seal it, stain it, paint it, whatever you want done. Tough as nails, polyurethane coat that won't crack, stick, peel, or fade. I'm seeing more and more homes. I cruise the internet and view real estate just to stay up to speed on what the prices are. More and more homes are saying, oh, by the way, complete with Generac generator, backup. And epoxy coated flooring.
Yeah.
So yeah, great stuff.
Speaking of your Generac generator,
Went Services, Went for all your electrical needs. Get them. Say, I need to put. That's what happens. You need to put down a plug, and the next thing you know, you're like, well, how are you going to power that plug when the grid fails?
Yeah. Well,
there you go. Generator. Let them help you. Let them help you a bunch. Chesnick Furniture, Chesnick and Love, make your house a home.
Still got my eye on the nice little best
sofa, right?
I'm going to go get it eventually.
Go get it. Take years and years to pay. Get by and see why you always do better at Chesnick.
And then
you'll love it.
Pura Vida Wellness, get in today. Half price sale on anything in the freezer. And,
you got to beat Lisa Poole over there. Yeah. Get there early.
But if you have dietary restrictions, they can help you with all that stuff. And you and I were fortunate enough to enjoy a sneak peek at the soon-to-be open,
super trendy,
Vida,
bright, airy.
Is it Vida Cafe and Market or Market and Cafe? I'm not sure which.
Cafe and Market. But beautiful space. Yeah. Really should be open next week, and it's just
don't say that yet.
I think it is. I'm saying it should be open next week.
He's going to tell us when we can say it's going to be open. We were just told to say it's going to be open
Thursday.
Soon.
I'm putting the pressure on her.
The food's going to be great, and it's going to be unlike anything.
It's going to be super.
You can find in Victoria.
Super
all I've got to
duper.
say about that.
Yeah.
Plus, they had some pretty good mimosas, judging by the people stumbling around there.
TB said that he saw it last night too. So look, we're joined by my buddy Tim Hermes. Tim is
he's out of the well,
look,
according to the dog.
There's things he won't tell you. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a guy that owns an 84 Monte Carlo, 84, that 85 Monte Carlo
SS.
That is a beautiful car. And you're like, well, but in the collector car,
and he wishes
world,
he wishes he had the 86 Buick Grand National. That's what he really wanted.
But this particular car had sentimental value to him, and it was his brother's, and he's just owned it and taken care of it. And that led him into my observation. It led him into a hobby where he has 2000 what vet.
2013 collector's edition.
Yeah, it's the convertible
Z06
white with the. It's just, and it was fast to begin with, and he's done absurd things to it to make it even ridiculously more quick. But the pride of the fleet is Tim is the owner of, and I remember when he was looking for this car. This was, how long have you had the car now? 6. How many years you had the car?
5 years.
The Beast.
Yeah.
For 5. But he was looking for. He was really into the hobby. And was looking for a car, and you looked at several and did not buy them, didn't pull the trigger. You looked at several that were even more expensive and said, no, I'm not buying that car.
That's true. I actually saw that car 15 years ago in Spring, Texas at a gas station. I got the guy's number on a matchbook cover, and I called him for 15 years, and I bought it 5 years ago.
I'm going to tell you that to say that this car has been accepted by the car show circuit would be grossly understating. I think the importance of the vehicle. It's a 1970
Chevelle,
LS6 454 4-speed or automatic.
It's an automatic. It's an optioned automatic. It has every option. It even has electric windows and tilt wheel from the factory, which is pretty rare.
AC too?
No AC.
No AC.
AC wasn't an option. They wanted that car horsepower.
Okay.
And
was it a dealer installed option back then? No.
You could get
yes.
At the dealership, they would put some sort of jerry rigged AC in it, right? If you wanted it.
But now, so you've owned the car for 5 years.
Correct.
Realistically, how many miles have you driven it?
Probably
6.
Maybe
6 miles.
No. Probably 1,500 miles.
Okay. So it gets driven some.
What color is it?
Yeah.
Deep green.
They're good to drive.
What do they call it?
Keeps it healthy.
That green. What do they call it?
It's a dark metallic green. It's code 45.
Got the stripes on the hood.
Nice. I can picture the car.
now, and through the years, as he has shown the car numerous places, he'll come home excited. Okay, so this guy puts it up on blocks and puts a mirror underneath it, and they've got under-car lighting, and it's just a spotless. If you had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 100 points, what kind of point car is it?
It's scored up to 96 on ISCA judging, and It depends on the judges on the indoor car shows, but it has room for improvement. What I always do is get the judging sheet, critical judging sheet, and fix what they saw.
Now, what have you seen that you say, oh, that's nitpicky? I mean, you know, is there like a,
What are they telling you? Needs
Yeah,
to
what
be
do they
fixed
tell you?
to get from 96 to 100?
When I went to Shreveport, Louisiana for World of Wheels, I got the judging sheet and he walked through it. I had 13 things written up on it, and 11 of them said it was dirty, dusty.
like
So
the
nothing-
battery?
Just real small stuff around it. Very easy to fix. You know, it's not like a chip in the fender where you got to repaint the fender. So
what were the two that weren't dusty and dirty? Do you remember?
He remembers.
on the rear window,
$57,000 later, they are fixed.
Where the trim goes around, there was a clip that was not centered. It was off centered by about 3/8 of an inch.
That's how it came from the factory.
That is, and even doors don't line up. You know, back then they didn't have no quality control.
Yeah.
But it's just little things.
It's American
like
factory
that.
labor for you.
That's right. But again, you kind of have an old original car restored. So you take it back to restored. I mean, they look at the clamps, they look at the hoses, the lettering on the spark plug wires, all that. I mean, it's down to a T. So if you think about it, they got to make a difference between car A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
If you know have 15 cars, you know they get out the magnifying
You got a
glass.
GM product and it says Mastercraft on that AC,
Right.
on that
Correct.
spark plug
How
wire.
many,
You're
how
in
many
trouble.
shows you think you do a year?
Probably 20, 25. And
And will it,
I'm tending to go to the indoor car shows more with that car.
Because otherwise it gets dusty.
Well,
they'll
I don't-
ding ya.
that doesn't bother me. I enjoy it. I like to drive it. You know, if it sits in a showcase, it's no fun.
yeah.
Tell me this, when you go, like the last time, maybe you were at Houston, that top 100 cars or whatever that was, you sent out some pictures on Facebook, and I think I responded like, I love the split window vet and this and that. When you go back through the shows, and I know some of it for you will involve the presentation of the other vehicles, is there a car that you go, oh man, that one jumps out and really got my attention?
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the 63 split window. I'll have one of those before I get too far along. But that's kind of, I mean, I look for iconic, different, unique, not a lot of made cars.
Any car you wouldn't ever want in your, you know, to own of
The AMC
Javelin
Matador or whatever.
You know, you see Gremlins and Pintos fixed up. I mean, they're unique. They're different. And that's the good thing about the car shows.
I had a
is
friend in
that,
high school who had a Pinto and he dropped a 302 engine out of a Mustang into that thing. And
That's
that thing was
right.
fast.
But you know, I can remember back in the early 2000s, I had the opportunity several times to go to the SEMA show in Las Vegas, which is, you know, it's fuzzy dice and wheels, but it's the SEMA show. And, you know, whether it was Boyd Coddington or Chip Foose or whoever, there were cars there, Kendig, there were cars there that were over the top, where you would find like a slammed 49 Mercury and they'd crop the top. And so these weren't restored vehicles. These were interpretations of vehicles.
correct.
And inside you would find like the most absurd, like butter smooth leather from Italy and just like you could never drive the car. It's just not meant to be driven. It's like a life-size Matchbox car.
Right.
But they're just so fine.
Those guys are so talented. They're
artists.
They're artists.
Yeah.
They
Yes,
are,
sir.
and you have to respect it and the uniqueness of it. They're beautiful works of art.
Well, so tell us what's coming up, because I know you're not involved. All that, number one, I wanted to visit with Tim, and you know it's our show. But number two is you don't get involved in stuff that's not top shelf. So I want to know what you've got coming up. And are you bringing something to Victoria, or what can we do to help promote it for y'all?
So what we're doing, first of all, I'm the president and the car show chairman for Crossroads Cruisers Car Club here in Victoria.
How many members in that car club?
We have about 60 to 65 members
Wow.
in the car club. Been around since we've been doing car shows since about 2010. And we do that car show for one reason. We raise funds to donate back to the community. 100% of the funds we give back to the community. The last 2 years, we have given $44,000 back to the community.
Wow.
Between 22 different organizations.
Is that right? So do people apply for grants from you guys?
Well, what we do, we target the smaller local people that don't get grant money.
Waiting Carter.
We bring we bring them in to after our car show. We bring them in to our car meeting. We have a monthly meeting with our club members, and we have them present why we should donate to their club.
There you have it. The Wade and Carter Show Club. And I think you and I can go in there and talk them out of a couple of grand.
I think we'd be wasting our time.
I think if we went in there and just kind of filibustered, they'd finally give us $2,000 just to leave.
There you go.
I like it.
And that's what we did. We give $2,000 per organization for those 23.
That is awesome.
So what we do then, they present, and the club members actually vote on which ones we give the money to. So it's selected by the members.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, or send them to the Lions, right?
Harump, harump, harump. When does the show, what show's coming up?
So what we have is our Crossroads Cruisers car show. It's on April the 19th, Saturday. And we have it at Parkway Church.
That's Saturday before Easter.
That's correct.
So Saturday, everybody's going to be in town.
That's right.
Yeah.
Parkway Church lets us use their parking lot. We thank them for that. We usually have about 100 vehicles there. We will have a 50-50 raffle. We'll have vendor trucks there. We have a raffle. We're selling raffle items that in June we're going to have a drawing. Basically, to raise money, we do it 3 different ways. We have the car show. People donate cash as a sponsorship, and also businesses donate items that goes towards a raffle. So the raffle, we're starting to sell tickets last night. The raffle items, we have right at $11,000 worth of items on those raffle tickets.
Nice. How much are tickets?
And we're selling the tickets for $5 each.
Oh, wow.
Or $6 or 5 tickets for $45.
Okay. All right.
So that's a form of income. And then the people that register their car at the car show, it's a $35 registration fee. So those are the ways that we generate money for our donations to our local charities.
I just realized that I am or was a member of this organization.
There you are.
So there you go. I haven't paid any dues this year, so probably not. But I was
Cody
like,
Bauman,
hey,
always a joiner. Cody's a joiner.
So
He's a member at 4 churches.
He's got his 81 Schwinn.
I have a 69 Buick Wildcat.
Wow.
So
he's a member of 4 churches here in town.
Wow.
No, I'm
he's
not.
a joiner. He's a joiner. I'm telling you.
But that's the beauty of it. We welcome anyone. You don't even have to have a car. You'd be just a car enthusiast. So the beauty of it is where you have different people, different vehicles. They're all nice in a good way. It means something to that person. We welcome that in our club.
I think last year, I've gone to the show many times, and you see all kinds of things, from just raw, crazy muscle cars and people that have taken Camaros and dropped 502s in them, and just ridiculous, absurd cars. And Jerry Dodson had if I remember right, it was kind of an off-white or cream-colored pickup, like a 69 Chevy short bed that was slammed to the ground, and it just had the most amazing interior. And all he did the whole time he showed it to me was put it down. I've got to fix this, and I'm not liking the way that shows, and that's not shiny enough. And I thought that's what the hobby's all about, is the obsession with perfection.
Yeah, sometimes we're our worst enemy. So
watch me stir a controversy, because everybody.
One quick question.
Okay.
One of our listeners wants to know if a Slowpoke model 29 Model A could be a member of your club.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go.
Yes, any vehicle.
So I know that the entire car club is listening this morning, and I just want to ask you objectively, who's got the best car in the whole club?
It depends.
Tim's like, I go first, second, and third, and then after that,
it's opinionated. So again, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and there's some very, very nice vehicles. There's a lot of them. So
depends on the kind of car you like.
You'll see a bunch of Mustangs. You'll see some Shelbys. There's a lot of cool
You'll
cars.
see rat rods. You'll see from A to Z. That's the uniqueness of it.
So it's April 19th, Parkway Church.
Next Saturday.
Is there admission to get in? Are you asking people to, hey, give us $5 for coming in?
Right. So no, we do not charge admission to get in. Anybody can come in and look at the cars.
Buy a raffle ticket while you're there.
Yeah.
We also will have, this is pretty unique. Sandy Hebner came up with this idea, and for our DJ and music, we're going to have Gary Prukrup, formerly of the Drifters.
That's great.
Nice.
So he's going to be there doing our music and singing.
Cool.
So that was something we added this year that we're proud of. The start time is 8 a.m. We're doing the awards at 3 p.m. So y'all are welcome to come out anytime during that. The awards
awesome.
that we're given the top 30 awards, and then we're given best of show, best interior, best paint, best engine, and this one's dear to my heart, Kids' Choice.
So those are 5 Tim Hermes awards and one from the kids.
So
how are you going to show the beast?
So
you got to put it up on something.
So what our club members do for this show is we don't get involved with the car show. We just display them to have them at the car show. So
it's just going to be parked like every other car.
Yeah, we just park it there and show it. That's it. It's not, we don't register
you're not in
them.
the
We
running.
don't judge them.
Now, here's an idea. Get somebody to bring over a Tesla, and for $10, you can slide your keys down it or something. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be a great fundraiser.
Yeah.
Tim, awesome. Thanks for stopping by.
Tim,
I'm looking forward to
fantastic.
coming out and
All right.
looking at the
so
cars.
last thing, if anybody has any questions, y'all can contact me. My name's Tim Hermes. I'm at 361-648-6100, and we'd love for y'all to come out. We'd like to thank our sponsors. We have a lot of them: Garage Transformers, Premium Appliance, Fastenal, Waterloo Rod, Six Flags Glass, Gringo Garage, Custom Car Care, High Pro Audio. Just it goes
And
on
Wade
and
and
on.
Carter.
And it's a lot of the local people that support us, and we appreciate them.
Victoria Small Business. I know the guys at High Pro well, and they can do amazing things with your car audio.
Tim, that was 648-6100.
Excuse me?
648-6100.
That is correct.
Perfect.
That's
We're going to
perfect.
put it in our chat feed if people
All
have
right.
questions.
Thank you.
All right.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Hey, man, I appreciate you coming in. And do you have a copy of that flyer you can leave with us?
Yes, I can do.
If you can leave me that flyer right there,
Okay.
we'll mention it again next week.
Okay.
So,
all right. We
there you
thank
go.
y'all for
I'll put
y'all's
up
time.
I'll put up the screen, gives you a chance to walk back by. Have a great day. Go home and polish that green machine, man. We appreciate you coming in.
That's an offer. If you don't have a classic car, you can go get a new car. That's an offer.
Yeah,
Gently
and
pre-owned.
they have a whole bunch of gently pre-owned vehicles right now at Atzenhofer. The chopping block this weekend. What was it? I've got it right here. Let me find it.
They've got $10. They've got the $10 New York strips.
Yeah.
Still, they're an awesome
Bye, bro.
steak.
$10 or 10 to 12 ounce New York strips.
Yeah.
$14.99 a pound on thicker cut strips. Choice grade Angus. Should have hamburger meat is still what, like $5.49
Yeah,
a pound or something, and it's fresh ground at their store. It makes it great.
I hope they get the salt pepper Jesus back in. They were out of that.
Salt and pepper Jesus.
It's their seasoning. That's like salt, pepper, garlic. It's so good. It's the best of that blend I've ever had
There you go.
because it's got enough garlic in it. Most of them go shy on the garlic. Not this one.
There you go. First State Bank of Louise Astros update. Astros.
Off last night. Start a big weekend series this weekend.
We got a text last night from Terry Poole pointing out that the leaders in hitting in the major leagues, George Springer with the Toronto Blue Jays,
Who hasn't done anything for 3 years.
No,
so.
but Alex Bregman, and he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Alex Bregman with the Boston Red Sox and Kyle Tucker with the Chicago Cubs are all leading respective parts of Major League hitting, and they were all
Bregman
Astros.
and Springer 1 and 2 in the AL, and Tucker atop the NL in hits.
But at the same time, so Bregman's a notoriously slow starter, and my point is this. If Bregman were here right now,
Wouldn't be doing
he'd be
it.
batting 108. I mean, it's just the way it is. I don't believe.
And with the Mets, Kyle Tucker won't be able to do his typical October disappearance because
They won't
the
make the
Cubs won't make the
playoffs.
playoffs. So yeah,
Yeah, so the Cubs, he won't be. That's right. He may have a great season. He may have an MVP season. The Cubs still won't make the playoffs.
although they are atop the National League Central,
Won't last.
but no.
Simply won't last. Here's the next comment. Tucker at the end of this year is the kind of player, not a generational talent, but a steady guy. I mean, let's just get it up. He's an American. He's home. He's from the United States. He's a clean cut American boy. He's married. He's not out in the bars. He's not getting arrested. He doesn't do drugs, and he's going to get, honest to goodness, he's going to get a 10-year, $300 million deal.
Maybe the Astros can bring him back.
Astros can't afford him.
I
He's
know.
not going to get $30 million a year to play right field from the Astros. The same idiots that are paying guys like Juan Soto. By the way, Juan Soto, a lot better player than Kyle Tucker, a lot better, but not as enjoyable. I don't want Soto on my team. Is that fair?
I do, but
You do?
yeah.
You'll win at any cost. I mean, you're a KGB
I like the
relic.
guy. I don't think there's any issues with him other than he played for the Yankees for a
He's
while.
just so arrogant. He's always in there. Like, he looks like Ted Cruz in the batter's box.
He's not arrogant.
Looking at people, doing stuff. We're going to try our best to get Ken Paxton on the air the next couple of weeks. I just advised Ash of that
I've
now.
already reached out to his campaign staffers.
We think if we can get Paxton on to talk about
He's been on
John
before.
Cornyn, that should be entertaining because you remember when he was on the program before, he pulls no punches.
No punches.
He will just straight tell you, that guy's an idiot. I mean, he'll tell you. Paxton's.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump, I have no doubt, will endorse. It's probably already prearranged and ordained. He will endorse Paxton. And when that happens, I think of all the people in the state that Paxton may have the best chance to actually unseat the long-term United States senator who has done nothing for you.
No, when the left don't come after you, you're an ally of the
that's right.
left.
That's right.
That's why they go after Ted Cruz and want him killed. And that's why they don't say anything about John Cornyn because Cornyn has voted basically with the left
Correct.
his whole career.
100%.
Donald Trump announcing a pause on tariffs yesterday, 90-day pause to most reciprocal tariffs except with China, and that seemed to rock the markets. Here's and a couple just observations, because now we're finding out that Donald Trump actually proposed 0-for-0 tariffs with the EU before he slapped tariffs on the EU.
Yeah, he gave him the chance to
and
say,
the
hey.
EU said no, and now they're going, well, we want to get there, so we'll negotiate 0-for-0. You had a chance, but you've come out and you lied and made it look like our president was the one who was a
Attacking
bad
them.
guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When
That's
he offered
absolutely true.
you true free trade. But the EU has been protectionist, and I would say almost combative, and set up their trade union to try to hurt the United States.
Yeah.
But now we're finding out a couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump actually went to the EU and said, you know what, let's get the
Let's do it
0-for-0
now.
trade done. And they said no. So then he said, well, okay, fine. We'll start negotiating. And then now here we are heading to 2 weeks later,
And
heading down that road.
I listened to a pundit this morning that just said that he went back chronologically, and he went back to Bill Clinton and NAFTA, and he said just fundamentally NAFTA destroyed Main Street America. He said the idea that the free trade was one thing, but immediately upon the initiation of NAFTA, you started seeing manufacturing in Mexico going to China.
Well, it was some it wasn't all free. It wasn't free trade across the board. There were still
Right.
tariffs on some products, and it was industry protectionism and things like that. Certain industries lobbied hard.
But we've been in, and I don't even here. I don't think I proclaim to be some economist. Which, by the way, economist is just somebody that's out of work. But the guy that I don't claim to know everything about the marketplace. In an ideal world, you would have an unfettered market, and in an ideal world, every day laborer on the planet would make the same income. Now, Americans are not going to go down to $2 a week to make Nikes.
No.
So either you're going to pay $300 for a pair of Nikes, or you don't need them.
And that's where I was going, because right now I think Air Jordans cost like $180 or something like that.
And
right?
Nike makes $175 off each pair.
Yeah, what did I hear? They were trying to claim that they make 9% profit.
That's
Give me
a
break.
lie.
They're
Well,
in
they might because they're paying LeBron James, $50 million a year for his name. And that's the only, when you buy their shoes, all you're paying for is the marketing that made you dumb enough to buy their shoes. Nike does not make the best shoe on the planet. They simply don't. I've got some On Clouds that are better. I've got some Brooks that are better. And I've got a dozen pair of Adidas that are better shoes than Nike.
Well, they all make them in the same factory,
That's
probably.
right.
They just slap a different brand on
I'm
them.
surprised there's not like a one-off where it's got 3 stripes and a swoosh. And every now and then, like, oh, it's a really valuable pair because they were made by the hungover Filipino
The O and the
kid.
C on the On Clouds have a swoosh in between.
Right.
Yeah.
It's made by
Yeah,
a
they screwed up.
hungover, Taiwanese kid.
Yeah.
But
a hungover 8-year-old who had too much sake or something. But what's crazy about this, you think manufacturing of these things is going to come back to the U.S.
No.
and lower the cost of them? If we're paying $180 for shoes that are made by some kid in China who's getting paid $2 a week, it doesn't cost $178 to ship that shoe pair to the U.S.
No chance. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that these shoes are going to come back to the U.S., the manufacturing of them, and they're going to cost $180 because our unions get involved, and we're going to have to pay people who make a worse quality shoe. Let's be honest.
No doubt about it.
And we're going to pay $300 for that same pair of shoes.
Christy Thurman agrees. She laughs at that profit margin. She says On Clouds rock, and so do New Balance. She no longer buys Nike. I'll tell you that way before it was so trendy to boycott people, like when the right essentially told Budweiser to, when smart thinking people of all political persuasions told Nike to take a hike over,
or would that be a hikey
over their,
boom.
well, they told Bud Light to take a hike over their woke agenda. What are you doing there? You're just playing. It's Friday. Too much caffeine. But I look at it now and say, Nike lost me the first time. Nike lost me over professional golf. I really backed off, and I'm a UT grad. The University of Texas is a Nike school, and I still don't buy official jerseys and things because I don't want that Nike swoosh on my chest, and that's just the way I'm built. They lost me when you'll recall that Fuzzy Zeller made, it's Masters Week. That's why I'm indulging this comment. Fuzzy Zeller made a comment about, they said, well, the champion gets to pick whatever meal he wants to serve at the champion's dinner. And Tiger Woods had won. And he, they asked Fuzzy Zeller, who won it in his first attempt at the Masters, hey, what do you think Tiger Woods is going to serve? And Fuzzy had a cocktail in his hand. It was
Probably
loose.
had about 8 down his
No
throat.
doubt, no doubt. But he said, well, I hope he doesn't serve fried chicken and collard greens. And everybody laughed. And Tiger Woods laughed. And Nike would not. Fuzzy immediately the next day said, hey, look, bro, welcome to the tour. This is going to make a lot of media news. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And Tiger said, no harm, no foul. And I know for a fact some of the things that are said in the locker room are brutal to those guys razz each other endlessly. And Nike wouldn't let that go. Nike waited, and then Nike came out basically and was They did a whole campaign about how Tiger Woods disenfranchised. Tiger Woods, he's being mistreated. Tiger Woods, victim of racism.
Well, I remember that Tiger had to basically call himself a Kablasian because he didn't want to upset anybody.
Oh yeah, it was just a show. It was a show. It was a cluster, and Nike did it all just to twist and promote. And then later on, when they got so woke with the BLM garbage and all that, that I just said, that's it. I'm done with Nike.
Well, and for me, it's simpler. I don't like their shoes. I used to like Nike when they first came out with the first cross trainers. Remember those?
Yeah.
I actually went. I was out in Vancouver, made a trip to Seattle because you couldn't get them in Canada yet, and I illegally imported a pair.
Sure,
but do my day job, we don't have an official apparel provider or supplier because we look for best value, which includes price and quality. And in my opinion, based on what I've seen, Nike and Under Armour have been probably the worst of the uniforms that we've worn.
Yeah. Under Armour.
I don't know about their
footwear.
footwear.
I never thought Under Armour really made a commitment to being the best. They just wanted to be a me too.
They were the first though, as far as all the performance layer gear and all that. Nobody else was doing that. But Jonathan Williams is a great point here. What's sad, and I'm gonna post this and show it because I think it makes sense. People are more worried about product pricing than the fact that we've been okay with people getting $1 to $2 a day. In some countries, they get paid zero. Modern day slavery is not just the sex trade. Most of it is in the manufacturing trade.
And sadly, shamefully, a large percentage of those who benefit and turn their head the other way are American companies. And then those American companies will stand up for the disenfranchised, the trans kid, the whatever. They don't care about the literal sweatshop.
And neither does the left. The left will sit here and rail for the downtrodden in the U.S., where I believe if you're at the poverty line, you're still amongst the 98% of the richest people in the world.
Yeah.
Because nobody's making money anywhere else. And China is keeping them enslaved. They're paying nothing with their Belt and Road Initiative in Africa to get all of the rare earth minerals that they're doing to mine your batteries for all your electronic gadgets.
Absolutely. 100%.
But the left thinks that China is the greatest country ever. They hate the U.S. The left hates the U.S. I'm coming right out and saying that. I don't care. They do. They hate the United States and all it stands for because there's no collectivism if you believe in what America stands for.
I wasn't there at the little protest that wasn't last weekend, but I'll promise you this. Prove me wrong. Somebody send a photo. There wasn't one American flag at that protest. You can bet on it. Not one. Nobody stood out there and waved the American flag because that's become the forbidden symbol of the right. Johnny McGarity says Nike came out with the waffle trainer.
I had that light blue swoosh on it.
Said it changed the game.
They were.
Zoe Simpson turned us on to them in high school. Johnny McGarity was quite a hurdler. He was very, very, very gifted, very fast. 3-stepped him, went over it left-footed. Good hurdler.
That was Nike and Adidas back then.
Yeah. Yeah, Andy Rokovich says, I had the American flag. No doubt about it. I guarantee you there wasn't another American flag there. The left doesn't promote America.
You know what's interesting with the left, too, is they'll stand out there and wave their Mexican flags and such, but they won't ever try to champion equal rights and improve living conditions in that country or any other.
Just go on down to Brownsville, cross the border, take out your American flag, start waving it and telling those people down there that you want them to change the way they run their country for you, and watch how quick they either kill you, stab you. And that's just the cartel. And when federales get involved, you go to prison for years. You live in the best country on earth. You are naive if you don't think we are at war via economics and technology with these other countries. Novartis announced they're going to build 5 or 6 new facilities in the U.S. Why?
Well, because we just slap massive tariffs on China.
There you go.
Where do all our drugs
billions
come from?
of dollars of infrastructure coming from those folks.
Yeah. Interesting stuff with Doge, and then the brother man will bring him in. But Apparently, Labor Secretary Larry Chavez de Remer is saying that $69 million of payments are being handed out to unborn people in this country through Social Security somehow. How's that even possible? And then we find out Jasmine Crockett reportedly has been making tens of thousands by cashing in checks that are being made to her grandma who's been dead for years.
That's crazy.
But the left is mad at Doge for uncovering this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Take our final break. The brother man can make his way
Let's
in.
do it. Do we have anything
Yeah,
left to
Alan's
promote?
Record Service. We haven't talked about Alan's Record Service.
578-6300. Alan is your go-to tow-to. Reach out to Alan's Record Service. Compadres Design. You want to spruce up that older vehicle? It's got some little dings and dents. They'll wrap it. They'll make it look great. Reach out to Compadres Design for your promotional needs.
Veracruz, the last day of the week to get in there today. So
Get
stop on
in.
by. Thank you, Michelle Wasnaka. She says the Jasmine Crockett thing was debunked. That's why I said reportedly.
Yeah, get in there.
Good to know.
Make that. And then, of course, folks, the office is at 205. JP Hull and Mr. Geets have done amazing work down here. Torrin Bale's no doubt involved as a consultant. It just looks too good to not have Torrin's touch on it. Get down here and check it out. Come by and see us or make an appointment. You can call us. We'll help you get in. You can come by and see the,
We'll give you the
property.
Code. We'll just give you the code.
There you go.
We don't actually.
What's the code? What's the code? You sound like Dan Rather.
So,
All right, give the brother man a microphone.
Yep.
And then, of course, the appropriate contractual. The applause is deafening, brother man. The
it's been a
applause
while.
is
It's been a
deafening.
while.
How are you,
Been a
sir?
while. Good, sir. Good to see
If
you.
you were any sharper, you'd cut yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Ash, good to
he's
see
going to
you.
say y'all too, but he knows
Yeah,
that
he
they've
knows
already
better.
seen us.
Yeah, you look great. You
What's
guys are
happening,
good.
brother?
Well, we came off a big day. Did y'all find Cody yesterday? Did y'all get to Vita Cafe?
We did. We stopped by and checked it all out. It's
Can't
very
talk
nice.
about
Yeah.
it, brother.
Not open yet,
Okay,
but
man.
it's going to be open next week.
Yes,
It was
we'll be
great.
over there. Well, he was all over the place. Did
Maybe.
you see him?
My mom said she saw you at Movado too, that you were over there for a little while.
We were barbecue
Morado.
cookout. They had your mother and I had a good little talk. And,
Good. Did
great
y'all
to
get
see
me
her.
straightened out?
Yeah, we got you. She said no hope, but I said
Yeah.
give him some hope, Mom.
Give him some help. Just give him a
Just
little more rope, Mom.
Yeah,
Yeah. No
she's
kidding.
terrific. I love her.
She's awesome.
She is, and Ash, you've been missed. Glad to have you back. And of course, Cody, like I say, run.
Cody's just everywhere.
He was yesterday. Was he working?
Yeah.
Or was he working?
Oh, yeah.
Man, oh man. We had a good
Crazy.
time there. I had 15 things yesterday, but I had to go over there, and it was great. So she loves you guys.
So what's happening, brother?
we look all right.
Oh, you look,
Okay,
you are put together.
All right, sir. You were looking because you like that. You were always a Melvin's man.
You're
too.
like a puzzle that's not missing a piece. You look good.
We've been Melvin's for a good. We were
Forever.
Melvin's for a lot of
Yeah,
years.
Marvin O'Neill.
Oh yes.
Remember Mr. Dusick?
Oh, I remember.
What can we help you? What
Oh,
can we help you? And you hear somebody in the back of the store with Melvin, with. What can we help you with?
This is good stuff. Well, UHV's got some good stuff going on. Ash, tonight, and Brent, we have the UHV International Festival. We'll be over there for that. That's always a great time. It's open to the public, and we'll be hanging over there. I tell you what, that is really a great event on this.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
Right there on the campus itself, right there. How about UHV softball, right? This
This
Friday and
weekend.
Saturday?
Yep, today and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Out at the complex?
Mentor day today. All the kids that they mentor will be there, and then tomorrow's senior day, the last chance to celebrate.
Yeah, let me
I
tell
think
you.
we've got one final home game, but it's a midweek, so their families can't get there. So that's why we do
Yes,
it
sir.
on a Saturday.
And you boys were missed at the course, the Warriors weekend last week.
Yes. Did that go off
It went
as
great.
it always does?
And I want to let you know you were at. They asked for you. We
Yeah.
had people ask where's the
I
boys.
appreciate
said,
that. I sure
I'll cover
enjoyed
for
that.
them.
Yes, sir.
You were out of town. Ash was out of town, but I want to give a shout out because they were well received. The UHV soccer team who helped out that day. They did a great job of helping. Rena and them saw them, and Calvin saw them running around.
Those student athletes give back a lot.
Great.
And
Yeah.
they do a great job.
One of Ash's girls would come up to Mr. Moses, can you help us cut line? We have to get our food and go back to work. I said, sure. And so I'd walk them up there, and then I go back to him
You
saying,
walked up, just
walk
like
him up,
shoved a
let
veteran
him-
out of the
I said,
way and
she
let him in
needs-
there.
She got to get back to work. No, let him in, let him in, let him in. Help him out, help him out.
Judge Posey says you're looking sharp. That means you're looking sharp.
I love the judge. He's one of a kind. Right
Absolutely.
There. That's a good one.
That's a good way to say that. The judge is one of a kind.
One of a kind,
I'll
right
go
there.
with that.
like that.
Yes, sir. I'll
You-
go with that.
They all say we're classic, one of a kind. All three
What are
of
you
us.
seeing here? Like, so last night, the Aggies baseball team, I think they won. I don't know. They were playing Mississippi State, and they had a guy hit a grand slam. And they were up 7-5. I don't know if they won.
That's a softball.
Baseball.
Baseball.
for the Aggies.
Baseball. Yeah, they're starting to win a little bit now.
Yeah, they are. They ought to. They got the highest priced roster in college baseball.
Well, they're coming back. They're going to have to probably win the tournament. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think to get in.
They have to get in then win the tournament. I have one for you guys. Texas State girls played University of Texas the other night. They told me to watch out, watch the game. Well, I didn't get there till the fifth inning. I had some stuff. Texas is up 10-0. You know, the 8-run rule, right? On girls softball. Well, girl for Texas had a no-hitter. Of course, Texas, number one. They are number one. And Oklahoma, number two. I'm surprised this girl was pitching good. She had a no-hitter. They got to the top of the fifth.
I keep thinking something bad's going to happen, brother.
Right. The girl got a hit. Second girl up that inning, Sydney Harvey of West High School. She was an all-star for us down here at West. Got a hit too. Played second base. So I want to give the Harveys a shout out. They listen.
Oh,
And,
fantastic! Well, that's awesome. But Texas State has become quite accomplished at the baseball sports. They're
10
really
to 1
good.
final. 10-1.
Well, you're playing a team that's just out of control.
Out of control right
They're
now.
so good.
But I liked it because she was on there, and Texas won, and South. What did we call them? Southwest Texas State now was good, and so number one, Texas, Oklahoma number two in baseball. Texas is ranked number. Oklahoma Horns too.
Yeah, they are, and playing really well. They're playing
really well.
Playing really well.
What's happening this weekend, brother?
All right, this weekend you got the RHM Restoration House Ministries 1,000 strong 5K, 10K.
We had our friend on
Carolyn.
for that. Carolyn was on.
Carolyn.
And that is so you can still go. You can show up and register on race day.
You just ain't getting a shirt.
You're just not
You're
getting
just
a
not gonna
shirt,
get
but
a
that's
shirt.
fine. But that's tomorrow morning at
Yes.
Riverside Park.
Riverside? No.
No.
Patriot Park.
Patriot Park. Okay, yeah. Go
Yeah.
out there. You'll see all the cars. Go out to Patriot Park.
Well, there's a lot of parks we're using tomorrow. Patriot Park is in the morning, and that's at 8:00. And you can run in the obstacles, use the obstacle, or without.
Yeah,
Either way.
it's kind of like a soft motor. You know, it's going to be an obstacle course type race. April 12th, Patriot Park. Sign up on race day to totally benefit Restoration House Ministries.
Exactly.
A
And
great,
that's a
great,
great
great
cause.
organization. Yes.
Yeah, they've got all kind of events going on. Vine School Top Chef competition tonight at the community center for the Vine School. That's a good one. Just a lot of good
Vine
things.
School's a great cause. Helps
Oh,
so many
yeah.
kids.
Absolutely.
Such
Yes.
a great deal. We've got so many people. Hats off to all of you. And I know the brother who sees all of you all the time will agree with this, but so many of you give back in so many ways, whether it's your time,
I
your
see it.
finances.
I see it.
Amen. I mean, Victoria is a special community. And in that regard, we are beyond blessed to have so many people that pick up the torch and say, I'm going to do something to make a difference. And it's
Yeah.
great.
I want
And,
to mention also, you're right. We have so many good volunteers out elsewhere and all over the place. Yeah, last week, Saturday morning, Chick-fil-A fun run, actually a 5K run, 650 registered for
Nice.
Awesome. The
And-
Murphys are awesome too,
Yeah.
by the way.
that. I saw them
They're
yesterday. They were
fantastic
there ahead of
people.
y'all, and they raised 51,000 for Young
Yeah,
Life.
they
good stuff
raise
right
money
there.
in bunches when they do stuff, and it's you go and you see, and they you've done it with Chick-fil-A where they people love the Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's just and people will come and be involved in an event just to be a
That's
part of
right.
that. So
That's
they do a
exactly
great
right.
job, and they're super friendly people. You can approach them and say, can
Talk
I
to
come
them
over and help you
yesterday.
count money? And sometimes they'll say yes. You can go with them and help them count money.
Vine School, well, somewhat related to the Vine School.
Right.
Health Secretary Robert Kennedy says that the government will launch a massive effort to try to find out what has caused autism rates
I
to
heard that.
spike in this country. 1 in 36 kids now, diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And just 20 years ago, it was about 1 in 150.
And I have to tell you, I don't know deep inside how much the actual propensity of autism has grown, as I do know that our ability to diagnose it And we've taken, I think they were brilliant from a marketing standpoint to lump everybody onto the spectrum and instead of saying he's got Asperger's syndrome, he's got this, he's a bunch of little obscure syndromes. We put them all together and call it autism. And I think we've just gotten better at diagnosing it, but it literally could be, red dye number 3 that caused some of this mutation. And hats off to RFK Jr. for at least seeking an answer.
Right. It's growing.
You're looking tan, brother. Have you been out? Have you been working outside?
I do events outdoors too, boys. I want y'all to know I do it.
Can you imagine the brother though at home because he wears long sleeves all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. So there he is at home. He's got his little pint of Bluebell and he strips down to just that wife beater t-shirt.
Oh my
and
God.
It goes from like a nice healthy glow to just white. Like never seen the light of day because the brother didn't have time to lay out by the pool.
What's that?
He looks like Homer Simpson when Homer's chilling at the house.
Right. But you look good, sir.
I thank you, sir. Feel good. And hanging with y'all makes it even better. All 3 of y'all.
Well, we love you, sir.
Thank you.
Folks, it's the top of the hour. We're going to hit the road. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay out of trouble. Love your neighbor. Get out to the fun run. Make it happen, folks. Bye-bye.
We'll see you all Monday. Bye, folks.
I've been locked